Hey, quick question before we start. Do you believe in witches? Doesn't matter, because in 1692, they believed in witches. And if they believed you were one, well, you're about to find out what happens. Hit that subscribe button right now, because tonight, we're not telling a horror story. We're living one. And it's real. Every single word of this actually happened to real women who did nothing wrong. This is the Midnight Narrator. And tonight, you're going to Salem, Massachusetts. It's 1692. You're a woman, and the game is already rigged against you. Let's begin. Okay, so, you're born. It's 1692, colonial Massachusetts, Puritan town called Salem. Population? About 2,000 people. Most of them are just trying to survive, but fear makes people do terrible things. You're female, and the game is already rigged against you. Here are the rules for survival. Rule number 1, obey your father. Rule number 2, obey your husband. Rule number 3, obey God. Rule number 4, don't speak unless spoken to. Rule number 5, don't laugh too loud. Rule number 6, don't have opinions. Rule number 7, don't be too pretty. Rule number 8, don't be too ugly. Rule number 9, don't be too successful. Rule number 10, don't be too poor. Rule number 11, don't stand out. Rule number 12, don't be forgettable. Oh, and rule number 13, none of these rules will save you. Because here's the thing about Salem in 1692. It doesn't matter what you do. If someone decides you're a witch, and then you die. So let me tell you a story. Not a once-upon-a-time story. This is exactly how you die story about a woman named Sarah. Except her name isn't Sarah, it's you. Because it could have been anyone. It could have been your grandmother. It could have been you if you'd been born 300 years earlier. So, let's say you're 32 years old. You live on the outskirts of Salem Village. Small house, dirt floor, one room. Your husband died last winter, pneumonia. He was 40. You have 2 kids, a boy, 8, a girl, 5. You work your ass off every day just to keep them fed. You go to church, you pray, you follow every single rule they throw at you. You keep your head down. You survive. Until February 16th, 1692, when everything goes to hell. It starts with the girls. A group of teenage girls in Salem Village start having fits, screaming, convulsing, throwing things, speaking in tongues. The town doctor examines them. His diagnosis? Bewitched. Not epilepsy, not illness, not trauma, witchcraft. Great. Very scientific. Love that. So the girls are asked, who did this to you? And they start naming names. Mostly women who were poor, outcasts, widows, women no one will defend. Women like you. But you don't know that yet. You're just living your life. February 15th, Sunday morning. You're at church with your kids, sitting in the back because you can't afford a good pew. The minister is droning on about sin and damnation and blah, blah, blah. You're half asleep. Then, a scream. One of the girls, Elizabeth Paris, the minister's daughter, starts convulsing in her seat. Everyone turns. She's foaming at the mouth, eyes rolled back. Her friend Ann Putnam jumps up, screaming too. The devil is here! I can see him! The church erupts. People are shouting, praying, panicking. And then, Ann Putnam locks eyes with you, points, and says 5 words that end your life. She's the one. She cursed me. Every head in the church turns to look at you. Your kids are staring at you with wide, terrified eyes. Look at their faces. Some people look horrified, genuinely shocked. Some look confused. They know you. They've known you for years. But some look relieved. Relieved it wasn't their name. Relieved it's you and not them. And that relief, that's how this spreads. Because once you realize anyone can be accused, you'll do anything to make sure it's not you. You stand up. What? No, I didn't. But no one's listening. The minister's voice booms. "Remove her from this holy place." 2 men grab your arms. You're screaming, "I didn't do anything. I'm innocent." Your daughter is crying. Your son is trying to reach you. They drag you out. You hear the church door slam behind you. And that's it. You're done. Let me tell you something about accusals. Once you're accused, you can't unaccuse yourself. There's no evidence, no trial, no lawyer. There's just a teenage girl who pointed at you. And now, you're a witch. Congratulations.
They throw you in jail that night. Not a jail cell, a pit. Stone walls, dirt floor, no windows, no light. 12 other women are already there. Some you recognize, some you don't. They're all accused of witchcraft. One woman, Martha Corey, has been here for a week. She's sitting in the corner, rocking back and forth, whispering, "I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it." She hasn't stopped since she got here. You try to sleep. You can't. It's freezing. There's no blanket, no bed, just cold stone and the sound of women crying. You think, this is a mistake. They'll realize. They'll let me go. They won't. Week 1. You're still in the pit. No food, just water, once a day if you're lucky. You've lost track of time. One of the women died last night, old woman. They dragged her body out this morning. No one said her name. You ask the guard, "When is my trial?" He laughs. "Trial? You're getting a trial?" He walks away. Your kids come to visit. They're not allowed inside. They stand outside the jail and call your name. You can hear them through the walls. Your daughter is crying. Your son is begging the guards to let you go. You scream back, "I'm innocent! Tell them I'm innocent!" But your voice doesn't carry. And even if it did, it wouldn't matter. Week 2. They finally drag you out. Not for release, for your trial. Trial, right. Let me tell you how a Salem Witch Trial works. Step 1, they bring you into the meeting house. Step 2, the girls who accuse you perform. Step 3, you lose. That's it. That's the trial. You're brought in, hands bound, filthy, starving. The entire town is there, packed in, watching. This is their entertainment. The judges sit at the front, 3 old men who've already decided you're guilty. The lead judge, William Staunton, looks at you like you're a bug he's about to step on. He says, "How do you plead?" You say, "Not guilty." He nods, like he expected that. Then he says, "Bring in the afflicted." The girls enter. Elizabeth Parris, Ann Putnam, Mercy Lewis, Abigail Williams, 4 teenage girls, and they are good at this. Ann Putnam starts screaming the second she sees you. "She's hurting me! Her specter! It's choking me!" She grabs her own throat, gags, falls to the ground. The crowd gasps. Elizabeth Parris joins in. "I see her with the devil! He's telling her what to do!" Mercy Lewis convulses, foams at the mouth. Abigail Williams points at you. "She made me sign the devil's book. She forced me." Oscar-worthy performances, truly. You'd almost be impressed if they weren't about to get you killed. You try to defend yourself. "I've never seen these girls before. I don't even know them." Judge Staunton, "Then how do you explain their afflictions?" "I can't, because I didn't do anything." "So you admit you cannot explain it?" What? No, that's not—" "Silence!" The judge leans forward. "If you are innocent, the afflicted will stop their fits when you touch them. God's truth will flow through you and heal them." They bring the girls to you. You touch Ann Putnam's hand. She immediately stops screaming, goes completely still. The crowd murmurs. You think, "Oh, thank God. See, I'm innocent." Wrong. Judge Staunton smiles. "She stopped because you have taken back your specter. You have proven your witchcraft." Your stomach drops. "What? No, that's not. You said if I touched her, guilty. You see what just happened? If the girls kept screaming, you're guilty. You didn't heal them. If the girls stopped, you're guilty. You withdrew your specter. You can't win. There is no scenario you walk out of that room. This is the horror. Not the magic, not the devil, not the witchcraft. The horror is that they made it impossible to be innocent. They rigged the game, and you were always gonna lose.
But wait, there's more. Because they're not done with you yet. They have tests to prove you're a witch. Let me walk you through them for fun. They take you to a pond, tie your hands, tie your feet, throw you in. If you float, you're a witch. The water rejects you because you've renounced your baptism. If you sink, you're innocent. Of course, if you sink, you drown. But hey, at least you die innocent. You try not to drown because you're human. Humans don't want to die. So you struggle, you thrash, you float. They pull you out. She floats, guilty. Congratulations, you've just been convicted for trying to survive. They strip you naked, in front of the judges, in front of strangers. They search your body for the devil's mark. Any mole, any birthmark, any scar, any blemish, anything that looks different. You have a mole on your shoulder. You've had it since birth. They poke it with a needle. Does it hurt? Yes. Liars feel pain, witches don't. They poke it again, harder. Does it hurt now? You're bleeding. Of course it hurts. But if you say yes, you're lying, guilty. If you say no, you're a witch, guilty. You say nothing. They write down, refuse to answer, suspicious, guilty. They make you recite the Lord's Prayer. Word perfect, no mistakes, because witches supposedly can't say it correctly. You start, Our Father, who art in heaven. You stumble. You're exhausted, starving, traumatized. You say hallowed wrong. They stop you. She cannot recite the prayer. The devil has taken her tongue. You try again. Our Father. You start crying. You can't do it. You can't think straight. They write down, unable to complete prayer, guilty. You're so tired. You haven't slept in weeks. You haven't eaten. You're in pain, constant, unrelenting pain. And every single thing you do, every word, every breath, every movement, they twist it into proof that you're evil. You're not a person anymore. You're a thing they're trying to destroy. And they're succeeding. Week 3. They come to your cell. 3 men. One is the magistrate, one is the minister, one is a bard with a club. The magistrate sits down across from you. He's calm, almost kind. And that's what makes it worse. He genuinely believes he's saving your soul. Confess, he says. I didn't do anything. Confess, and you'll be spared. You laugh, because what else can you do? Spared? You're going to kill me anyway. Not if you confess. If you confess, you'll be forgiven. You'll be saved. I'm not a witch. The minister leans in. We know you've been seduced by Satan. We know you didn't want this, but you can still be saved. Tell us what happened. Confess. Name the others who corrupted you. This is the trap. If you confess, you live, for now. But you have to name other witches, which means condemning more women. If you don't confess, you die. But you die innocent. What do you choose?
You choose silence. For 3 days, they torture you. Sleep deprivation, starvation, crushing weights on your chest. They tie you in stress positions until your muscles tear. They make you stand for 24 hours straight until you collapse. They put you in a dark hole and leave you there for days. No food, no water, no light. Just you and the rats. On the fourth day, you break. Not because you're weak, because you're human, and humans break. You confess. You tell them whatever they want to hear. Yes, you flew on a broomstick. Yes, you signed the devil's book. Yes, you cursed the girls. Yes, 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 yes. They write it all down. They smile. Good, you've saved your soul. Saved your soul. Right, but not your life. July 19th, 1692. Hanging Day. They come for you at dawn. You're dragged out of the cell with 7 other women: Rebecca Nurse, Sarah Good, Susanna Martin, Elizabeth Howe, Sarah Wilds. All of them accused, all of them convicted, all of them innocent. They load you onto a cart, parade you through town. People line the streets. Some are crying. They know you. They know this is wrong. Some are cheering, caught up in the hysteria, convinced you're evil. But most are just watching, silent, uncomfortable, afraid that if they speak up, they'll be next. That's the real horror. Not that everyone's a monster, but that good people stay silent when they're afraid. You see your kids in the crowd. Your daughter is sobbing. Your son is holding her. He's trying to be brave. You try to call out to them, but the guard hits you. "Shut up, witch!" The cart stops at Gallows Hill. They walk you up, one by one. Rebecca Nurse goes first. She's 71 years old. She's been a church member for 40 years. She prays as they put the noose around her neck. They drop her. Then it's Sarah Good's turn. She spits at the minister. "You're a liar, and God will judge you." They drop her. Then it's your turn.
They put the noose around your neck. The rope is rough. It burns. You look out at the crowd. Your kids are there, watching. You want to say something profound, something meaningful, something they'll remember. But all that comes out is, "I didn't do anything." They drop you. Your neck doesn't break. That's the thing they don't tell you about hangings. Most of the time, your neck doesn't break. You just strangle, slowly. It takes 4 minutes. 4 minutes of kicking, gasping, suffocating. 4 minutes of your children watching. 4 minutes of the crowd staring. And then, nothing.
They bury you in a shallow grave. No coffin, no marker, no ceremony, just dirt. You and the other women in a pile, like you were nothing. Your kids go to live with your brother. He doesn't want them, but he has no choice. Your daughter stops talking. Your son grows up angry. No one ever apologizes to them. No one ever says, "We were wrong. Your mother was innocent." The hysteria continues. More accusations, more arrests, more hangings. By September, 20 people are dead. 19 hanged, 1 crushed to death under stones. 80% of them are women. 100% of them are innocent. And here's what haunts me. Most of the people who killed them weren't evil. They were scared. They were pressured. They were caught up in something bigger than themselves. They genuinely believed they were doing the right thing. That's the real horror. Not monsters, just humans. Humans who let fear turn them into killers. Because here's the thing. Witches don't exist. They never did. But the fear was real, and the fear killed just fine. So, you want to know the worst time in history to be born female? Any time before now. Any time when your body was property, when your voice was sin, when your existence was a threat. Salem wasn't special. It was just one of thousands of places where women were killed for nothing. For being poor, for being old, for being different, for being alive. And the truly horrifying part? Most of these women's names are forgotten. Most of their stories are lost. Most of them died thinking, someone will remember, someone will tell the truth. But no one did, until now. So, that was Salem. That was 1692. That was what it meant to be born female in a time when fear was law. And before you think, well, at least that's over, let me remind you, the last witch was executed in Europe in 1782. Women in Saudi Arabia couldn't drive until 2018. In some countries, women still can't vote, can't work, can't leave the house alone. This isn't ancient history. This is Tuesday in some parts of the world. But hey, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Which era do you want me to cover next? Medieval Europe? Victorian England? Ancient Rome? Because trust me, Salem was bad, but it wasn't the worst. Sleep well, listeners. Or don't. Maybe stay up tonight and think about Sarah and Rebecca and Elizabeth and all the women whose names we don't know, who died for nothing, who were killed by fear, and whose stories deserve to be told. This is the Midnight Narrator, and history is a horror story. Sweet dreams.